Hello, Grand Rising. Good day and welcome to you all. Welcome to the Peak Wellness Hour. So excited to be here with you all on the last Saturday of March. I'm very excited, you all. So please take a second to hit subscribe if you've not. Okay. Hit the like button and really quickly, if you can, share with someone. Okay. Invite somebody to join this conversation. Grand Rising, Queen Kathy B. Welcome. How are you? Happy Saturday to you. Queen Kathy B with the United Empires of Akibalon. We've got my Queen Mother in the house, Rhonda Thomas. It is a joyful Saturday. We're so excited to be here. So Queen Edith and I are going to be diving into a conversation, just kind of wrapping up the conversations that we've had for the past month. If you all remember, we've started out talking about rebirth and transformation, all that good stuff. And I don't know, today, as I was getting ready, I was super overjoyed, super excited. Grand Rising King, Shawn A White in the building, in the digital building. He is doing the work out in the community. So we wish him well. We always miss him when he is not here.
Yes.
So happy Saturday. Yes. So it was just really heavy on my heart and my spirit today. I was just kind of wrestling as I was in the shower, just kind of thinking about where this was going to go. You all know we've said before, we never know where these conversations are going to go, but they always go where they're supposed to. So just thinking about the rebirth conversation, the transformation conversation, I feel like we're here right now. We're here at a breaking point. A lot of us, we're not a breaking, a crossroad. We're here at a point, a shift, okay, in life where we've been having these conversations, we've been pouring out, pouring into, and we've been poured into here on this panel. But I want to encourage you. I want to challenge you. I want to challenge myself to take it to the next level. All these conversations that we've had, you feel like you've started the process of rebirthing, renewing, transforming. Do you feel like you made a step or two, made it a mile, where are we at right now? Where are we at? So that's kind of where I want to dive into. Like I said, we don't know where we're going to go with this, but I'm super excited. But before we dive in, Queen Edith, with the CEO and founder of Peak Homecare Associates, which is where this all began, is going to say some words that I can't say. Only she can. So, Queen, Professor.
Good morning. How are you doing, Professor? Did I say Professor? You see, you putting that word in my mouth now, King Shawn. But how are you doing, friends and family? It's the last Saturday or the last week, the final week of the month of March. And like Queen G said, we've brought a lot to you. But we want to see where you are, know where you are, how you're feeling about this everything. Because you know what? There is a time when we need to start over. There's a time where we need to break even. There's a time where we need to break through and even go to glass ceilings, shattering glass ceilings, removing limitations from off of us. But it all begins from what we do in the beginning, what we build in our foundations. And the foundation season is always not easy. Because I don't know, I'm from Ghana, West Africa, and I don't know why we build our houses from scratch. In other words, when I am building a house, I am truly building a house. I'm buying the cement, I'm making the blocks, I'm buying the sand, I'm buying the stones, I'm watching the ground dig, I'm at the site. This is what it looks. And it looks like you pour a lot of money, investment in the ground where nobody sees it. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I remember the first time we were building a house and I saw the amount of money that went into the foundation. I'm like, this thing could have raised the whole structure up. So it's a lot of investment we do underground, the inside, the inner work. And sometimes it doesn't feel good. So, yeah, we're going to try to summarize as much as, and also like Queen G said, let your spirit encourage you and let you know that whether you are seeing progress or not doesn't change the fact that you're making a difference.
Mhm.
So, Queen.
Absolutely. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about just different seasons in our lives. And if you're in the digital building, say hello so we know you're here, so we can
Yes,
welcome
indeed.
you and
Yes,
become family
indeed.
with us. I was thinking, a lot of times when we have to go through changes, when we're actually involved in changes, because as you all know, things change around us all the time. And I think that's why we're so stuck where we're at a lot of times, because we're in life is happening, right? And then we're stuck in this thing called life right now, and then life moves on and you're stuck here, you know because you're not going with the changes. When you become engaged in the changes of your life, it makes a huge difference, but for a lot of us, Queen is deep into the psychology aspect when it comes to the aspect of change, the concept of change. I don't know what it is, but you even hear the word and it's just like, no, 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 and we fight something that is inevitable. And it just makes it so much more difficult when we are not a part of this thing called life, which is ever changing. And I was thinking about how a lot of us are in a state or a sense of brokenness in the process of change, but we have to learn how to be able to be bent and stretched without being broken. That is the only way you can become molded into your destiny, your purpose, your mission. We don't like to be bent. We don't like to be stretched out. We don't like to be conformed. It's so uncomfortable for us. Have you ever seen someone that's stiff, that doesn't move their body, especially older people, and you can't move and you hear the bones cracking when they move? That's what our lives are. A lot of our lives are looking like. You've been stuck in this way for so long that the minute your mind gets the inkling to make a change, to consider it, you hear that cracking and that and it's a grunt and it's a moan. It's uncomfortable, but it's not going to get any better if you don't move. Queen?
We got right in, didn't we? We got right into this conversation. I was just Queen, you made some statements that I want to touch on. You talk about stiffness. It's interesting that I never even thought about being stiff in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So making it difficult for us to be flexible enough for the change we need to see to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'll go back to New Year resolutions and stuff. Our stiffness makes it difficult for us to achieve those goals that we make for the new year. And we came into March talking about rebirth, right? What do you call reinvigoration? Starting all over, or placing ourselves in a position of getting a fresh and a new beginning. Okay, March is a very interesting month. It takes us out of winter, the very cold weather where we're staying indoors and we're becoming stiff. Okay, into a place of greenery where the grass is watered, because spring comes with it a lot of water, a lot of rain to soften the hard ground in order for the plants or the seeds we put into the ground to be able to have the ability to break. Because when the earth is dry and it's cracking, some plants are very resilient. They will come out of stones. They will come out of stones, but sometimes the roots are not strong enough. In order for the roots to go down and be stronger, a lot of the time it needs to have the atmosphere, the earth, has to have the moisture and the atmosphere to allow it to penetrate into places. And sometimes at the beginning, in the beginning, when we are trying to make changes, we need to be in a position where we create the internal infrastructure, the internal environment, water the earth, water our environment to enable the changes we are planning or we are working on, we are starting to take roots. And that's what I say that are the things we do privately because nobody sees it. I was just looking at the word gestation, the gestational period of any pregnancy. Someone can say they are pregnant, but you do not see a bump. But they know they are pregnant. You don't have to see the bump to know you're pregnant. You know your body goes through a certain change and you can feel it. Sometimes you don't even know you're pregnant, but you feel different. You can tell. And it's the same process. And those are the discouraging because we live in a world where we're looking for affirmation and confirmation and validation so much so that when nobody is seeing the results and nobody's talking about it, you think nothing is happening, but you're developing character, you're developing substance. The work is being done on the inside of you, which will ultimately show up on the outside of you. So I'm encouraging every one of us that, yes, the gestation period can take 3 months, can take a year, can take longer or shorter. But the key is consistency. The key is consistency and believe in what you are doing because it will never, ever, 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 ever be waste if you stay focused, if you're consistent, if you're diligent with it.
You know, you talking about, using the metaphor with the gestation period. I'm going to swing this into a metaphor, and hopefully any kings listening can understand and respect this, or at least not understand, respect this, okay? And I'm doing this metaphorically when it comes to our life purposes, okay? When you have someone, a woman that's carrying life, and you miscarry. See, people don't talk about the loss and the devastation and the lack when a woman miscarries. Something that you've never even seen or held or really known. But it's really deep when that happens. Something I've never experienced, but have had conversations with women that have dealt with that. And they go on to have other children. They've had children and this happens, and all sorts of situations. We are miscarrying the blessings and the purposes and the responsibilities in our life. And I say it like that because a lot of times it's never intentional. It's not an intentional act to not carry, okay? If I'm gonna put it like that, since we're on social media, you understand what I'm saying. But a lot of times we don't see our gifts and our talents and our blessings. And by default, we're meant to birth something. And it's not until you miscarry till you realize the impact of that loss of something that you were to birth and you've not yet birthed. That anticipation, that excitement. We're miscarrying opportunities in life. Some of us are just aborting them. Some of us are just aborting opportunities and blessings, really blessings. Oh, I don't need this. I don't need no help. I got it. I don't need nobody. I don't need no man. Then women. We're aborting blessings. You have to stop. And then you wonder why you are where you're at. And I'm guilty of that. I did shop, and this is not a boastful thing, because we're born to serve. And that sounds, I think I talked about this before in here. That sounds like a unsuitable position, but that's what we're born. We are born to, we are here to serve one another, to be of servitude for humanity. When we don't do that, there's a disconnect in the circle of prosperity. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about life here. So if I'm blessing Queen Edith, I do something for her and then she wants to bless me, but oh no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. My grandmother used to always tell me, don't be knocking somebody's blessings. And I didn't understand it at first until I started watching. Doesn't matter whether, you can't knock people's, but it's not always a tit for tat, and it's not that I bless Queen Edith and then she blesses me back. She blesses me, I bless somebody else. That's how that works. This is a circle of life where we all are connected together for a greater purpose. But we're so angry, we're so unforgiving, we're so intentionally malice, we're so hurt, broken, that we're aborting blessings. We're aborting prosperity. We're aborting elevation. And some of y'all's behaviors causing other people to miscarry. I'm done.
Wow. As you're talking about miscarrying, a lot of the time miscarrying is not intentional, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to abort, it's intentional.
Mm-hmm.
You go for it, right? And the only thing that's running through my mind is this: why are we aborting value? Why would we not let it go through the process and become fully blown purpose, assignment, whatever it is we call it, right? Yes, King, that was powerful, King. And the only thing that I'm thinking about is because sometimes we walk in life with blinders onto ourselves. We are blinded to me. We are blinded to ourselves. Okay. So I'm looking out of me and I'm seeing Queen G. I'm seeing Queen G walking in her purpose. I'm seeing Queen G doing this and doing that. And I'm getting jealous. But I'm not looking in to see who Edith is and what role Edith can play. And that when Queen G and Edith come together, we form a network that enables us as a team to do more, to impact more, to affect more. But my microscopic view of life makes me look at this woman and be so jealous of her that I begin to go behind her back and pull down what she has built. Mm-hmm. Whereas if I am also walking in my purpose, so it all comes from here. Mm-hmm. It all comes from here. What are you looking at? What are you viewing yourself? Let me tell us, because today our goal is to encourage. Maybe nobody has told you. Maybe you have not taken note of it yourself. Maybe you haven't even thought about it. But the reality is this: nobody is useless, and every single one of us brings something of great value to the table. We do. So, underestimating yourself is an insult. Mm-hmm. To the person who sent you on this assignment, this earthly assignment. Number 2 is telling you that you are not good enough, you don't fit, and the only thing you can do to be equal or to find value is to destroy another. Let me come close to the camera and say this. No matter how hard you try to destroy somebody, it goes to show who you are. It goes to show how little you think of yourself. It takes one who is high to pull another up. If you're low, you pull them down. But when you are higher, you pull them up. When you're equal, you lift each other up. Either way, where do you find yourself? It is your mind. It's a self-sabotage thing, because you destroy relationships. If COVID taught me anything, when I go to the hospital and I have COVID, they do contact tracing, right? They go back to see who you have connected with, who may have it. Same in life, same in general life, as we see that we don't see it. Everything you do affects me or affects somebody. So who you are in contact with has a way of impacting you in a good or a negative way.
I love that.
Right? So let's build ourselves up. Listen, we talked about this Facebook Live Peak Wellness Hour so long, right? We didn't know we're going to go how many? 3 years? This is 2025. We started 2022. If it had been me alone, I probably would not be able to sustain it. I wouldn't. She strengthens me and gives me the courage to get up every day and be here. And I believe I do something for her as well.
Yes.
It takes teamwork. So I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know what feelings of insecurity is causing you to just look at somebody with hate and anger and jealousy. But if you will only get up and reach out, this process of rebuilding, rebirthing, or going through the gestational period in order to birth something great is so worth it. Work on your thoughts of yourself. Work on your feelings of yourself. Work on ask yourself, why am I so jealous? Why am I so envious? Why am I so angry? Why do I so much want to be like Queen Chi when I can be Edith and be everything? These are the hard questions in this season we need to ask ourselves and ask God to, Lord, help me not to be jealous. Help me to have a different perspective, not to be jealous, but to appreciate who you have made me to be. Because if I am appreciative of me, why would I be envious of her when I could partner with her and do something together? Because together we are a force.
Yes.
So please don't do things that abort. Don't abort you and everything you are just to pull another down. Because if you abort and connect with the right person, you're not pulling them down, they will somewhere find a way to draw you up. They will draw you up. Because they're going somewhere and you're going to be with them, you got to come along. They're not going to come down because of you. So if you're connecting with the right heart and the right motive, you might learn something that will make you look inwardly and know that you are something. You are someone. Wherever you are in life, accept it. Take it, look at it, work with it, deal with it. And allow it to grow and develop because the process is progressive. The process will progress. The building doesn't stay in the foundation. If you've been to places like Saudi Arabia and those, when you see those buildings, find time and ask about the foundation. You cannot be a giant when you don't do the roots work. Let's do the roots work. This season is for roots working. Let's do it.
I love that.
Not too long.
Oh no, no, no. I love it. I love it. You know, when you talk about you know, how we see other people. I was speaking with someone the other day, and you know, you hear people talk about, you know, God's plan for my life. This is God's plan, you know, for my, and we have to understand that God's plan for me is not God's plan for you. You know, and the blueprint is totally different. The blueprint's totally, if you are in a house and you're looking for something, say you've got some secret compartments or something, it's on the blueprint, you know, the layout. So when we operate like that, why do you want somebody else's layout? I don't know if you all have ever seen Edward Scissorhands, I think, the movie Edward Scissorhands with Johnny Depp years ago, like 90s movie. If you've seen that movie, like all the houses were the same. You go down the block and it was like that Pleasantville kind of, you know, 60s, you know, all the houses were the same. I look at the houses, we're here in Indiana. Grand Rising, R. Myers, thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you. I look at the houses here in Indiana. So we're like, so it's College Avenue, right? And College Avenue, for a long time now, has been predominantly Black, okay? And the houses are huge houses. They're family style homes. You don't know what that is. You know, you have the huge, I mean, you can turn it into a double if you wanted to. They're so big, you know. But a lot of them are inherited from family over the years. And now because they, you know, they're not well taken care of, you know, the shutters are messed up, you know, the roofs, you know, as we get older, you know, it's harder for us to take care of stuff, you know, we pass things down. People don't value when generational things are passed down. You all following me, right? Okay, so now these houses, maybe somebody may have bought them for maybe, I don't know, say $26,000 some years and years ago, right? Paid off and everything. Now you have investors that are coming and buying up the entire block and turn these houses into $500,000 homes. Let's talk about value. But they all look the same on the inside. They all look the same. The floor plans are the same on the inside. $500,000 home to look the same. What is your worth? I want to align with Queen Edith. I want to align with my Queen Mother, with our Myers, with King Shawn, Queen Cat. I want to align, but I don't want to look like you all. I don't want you looking like me. I've heard people say, "Oh, somebody should clone you. We should clone you." I'll ask my king about that. There'll be a double murder suicide. One of me is enough, was my point. One of me is plenty. Don't want to look like I want to align. I want us to grow together, but it's not when I move, you move just like that. But we move, we elevate, we change in our own rights. And that should feel comfortable. That should feel okay for you to be an individual that knows what they want, that plants seeds and expects a harvest. We don't expect harvest. We just wasting seed, just throwing seeds. Just throwing seeds? Just no vision, no tilling the soil, nothing. But you got blessings everywhere. You don't even know it. We have to stop. Queen. He's the one's laughing.
Ooh, wow. You know, regenerating, right? Mm-hmm. They take those same buildings, like you drive in certain places, the buildings look dilapidated because There was no maintenance.
Mm.
Even in some situations, nobody was living there. Nobody has lived there for so long. There's neglect.
Mm.
I want to ask you, in the last 3 months, January, February, March 2025, what have you done to nurture your gifts, your purposes, your talent, to nurture who you are, to become better at what you were called to do, and where you are in the process? What are you doing to make it better? Because it's if we are not nurturing it, nurturing the seeds, watering it, doing whatever it is, fertilizing everything it takes to ensure that we're giving it the right atmosphere to grow. We are neglecting it. With neglect comes ultimate distraction to the point that sometimes it has to be pulled down. And the same architectural drawing, the same floor plan will be used to raise it again, which means that there was nothing wrong with the floor plan. It's the neglect. So, what are you doing? Do you think you have in any way neglected something? Because if you have not someone came online. Listen, I wanna Myers. I don't know whether you're even male or female because it's just but I'm curious. Look at his can you pull him up again, Myers? Have you eaten caught my attention so bad? Have you eaten? What is it? What food are you feeding your purpose? Are you even feeding it? What? Listen, that man, whoever it is, I want to talk to you about this thing. Have you
That
eaten?
is I believe that is a female. I believe she was invited by my queen mother. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But yes.
I'd like to know the story, the background story of have you eaten, because it's a big deal. We have to eat something. We have to eat knowledge. You have to eat it like we are enjoying it. Whether we have to read and study or watch videos aligning with, or whatever it is we need to do to ensure that we will be better tomorrow than we are today. And that is life. A life that moves. It's a life that's living. So if your goal is not moving, if you are not moving, I'm not just talking about physical movement. I'm talking about taking the steps it takes to be better every day than you were yesterday, then you are killing it. And that's eating. Eating is nourishing it, giving it the right nutrients. So I want to ask you, seriously, if you take a journal and you look at your activities on a daily basis, we may be busy, but we are not being productive. We may be busy, but we may not be getting better. In the last 3 months, or even from beginning of March to today, what have you done to nourish and to nurture you so you'll be better every day? What do you do? It's a question we have to ask ourselves daily. Life is a gift. Time is a gift.
That's what I thought.
I'm done.
It is.
Let's not abort it. Let's not abort our gifts. Let's not.
No. I think it is important to be intentional. If you don't know, I think a lot of us are at a point where life, again, is just lifing, and I think a lot of us feel like we don't have purpose, or we cannot identify with our purpose, or don't know how to obtain it. So when we talk about being called to do something, what is it that you want? What is it that you desire? Let's start there. If you don't know what your purpose is, what is it that you desire? And how is it beneficial? First of all, to you and your household, and then to others. So when you're planting seeds, why are you planting it? You can't be planting a bunch of stuff that you're not going to use. Now you're just being wasteful. You're just being wasteful. And then we talked about here being, your cup and the overflow and how we continue. And I'm guilty of this. That's why we're going to pass from transformation today, because giving out of that overflow is what is supposed to happen, but you don't give out of your cup, whether it's half full, half empty, all the way, whatever it is. We've got to stop giving out of our cup. This is my cup. Once it runs over, then whatever runs over, you can have all of it. But in this cup, until it overflows, this is my portion. So it's hot tea, but this is my portion. So we have to learn how to stop giving that out of what we don't have. And the only way to do that is to find some abundance, to level up, to recharge, to rejuvenate, to renew. But we're so busy just giving. That's why there's not a lot of blessing in it, because you're too fatigued and too tired and too burnt out to obtain. You got to jump on, King. Jump on. You got the link. Jump on real quick.
You can be on. We want you on. We want you.
I know you got something to say about this. So yeah, we have to stop. We have to learn how to do that, but we have to first learn how to fill that cup, how to find that abundance for life. And then it trickles down, and it's awesome when it trickles down. I promise y'all, for me, it's such a blessing to be a blessing to other people. It is such a blessing to be able to make a change. You all make a change in my life. Just this comment here, makes a difference to me. Doesn't take a lot, So again, we got to connect. Okay, fine, King. Like I said, King Shawn is out serving. You all make sure you check him out. He's in the description along with the rest of our stuff, our information, not stuff, our information. So yes, we appreciate you all doing the work in the community, all of you that do. So yeah. Yep.
You know what I feel like touching on? We've been talking about seed planting. We've been talking about seed planting and atmosphere. I think I've thrown those words out. I want to talk about two things: soil, the soil you plant in, and the atmosphere of the soil. Okay? Everywhere does not support everything. So we need to be mindful of where we are planting and what the atmosphere is like. Atmosphere. Okay, what does my bio say? Pastor, entrepreneur, MFT in training. So I can go there. Listen, we don't live in a vacuum. I believe, I don't remember, but my high school science, one of my science subjects taught me that air occupies space, right? So everywhere there is space, no matter how little the space is, there is air occupying and carbon dioxide, oxygen, or whatever other airs. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a chemist, I don't know their names, but they are there. But you know what is also there? Listen, there are other beings also there. There are other beings also there. You see, the Bible talks about we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. That's huge.
Mhm.
You are never alone. But we have the power to determine the atmosphere we want to place ourselves in our homes, wherever we go. In some places, we have the power and the ability to control what is around us, what is in the atmosphere.
Mhm.
You live in a house where you constantly, the blinds are shut, it's always dark, and it's not clean. Dirty dishes, you don't sweep the floor, you don't make the bed. You know what? The moment you walk into that atmosphere, your spirit, there's a dump.
Mhm.
There's a dump. It doesn't encourage your assignment, your purpose,
Mhm.
what you're hoping to achieve. You may be all that outside, and when you come home, because of the atmosphere you've created, that atmosphere invites a certain kind of being, and that being is in there. And what you do is you feel this. If words are spirit, then spirits have life, and those life live around us. So whatever it is you're creating in the atmosphere will determine what you feel when you wake up.
Mhm.
The way you go to bed,
Mhm.
the way you go to bed is so important because it determines how you're going to wake up.
Mhm.
Freshen up, clean up, wear a beautiful pair of night clothes, smell good, go into bed, wake up, open your blinds, stretch like the king or the queen you are, and step out like who you are. We don't, you see, we take so much of our life for granted.
Mhm.
But you use the word, one of the word we use a lot is intentionality. We have to be very intentional in creating the atmosphere and ensuring that we are in the right soil. Planting, you cannot plant a seed where at areas where nothing grows.
Mhm.
You can't spend time at places where things are dying. You can't. So we need to be observant. We need to watch. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning, you look around your home? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning and you go to your bathroom? How do you feel when you walk into your kitchen? What do you do before you go to bed? Is what you wake up to see. And you begin to feel that level of whatever it is. What? No, listen, your
Mhm.
soil matters. The atmosphere of the soil matters. In other words, you are made out of the dust of the earth. You know that, right? You are a soil. You are a soil. You are a tree. I watched a video where when you take the skeleton of the human being and turn it upside down, it's a complete tree.
Mhm.
Yeah. You are a complete tree. I'll
Mhm.
find the video and maybe share it. You are a complete tree. When you're turned upside down, your complete tree, your heart, everything. You see the tributaries or whatever it is. You are the biologist of the heart. You see the roots. Okay, you see the roots. Your brain is at the bottom,
Mhm.
and whatever water you're putting in that brain, in that mind, is determining how the rest of the body will be function, how fruitful it will be, and how functional it will be.
Mhm.
So your atmosphere, your atmosphere, your body is the soil. Whatever you put in the atmosphere is gonna grow. So if you're living in a dark place, dark, not clean, all the time. Listen,
Mm.
you continue to go down and down and down. You will decay. You will be alive and you're dead inside because there's no stirring up within you.
Mhm.
Nothing. I don't know, Queen. Go.
That was deep. That was deep. Um, I know it said that, your outside surroundings is a direct reflection of your inside, so if you're cluttered on the outside, you're cluttered on the inside. If you're messy on the outside, you're messy on the inside. And what's happening with that physical environment is a direct reflection. So keep that in mind. I don't know, have you seen the movie Fallen with Denzel Washington? It's like a
No.
90s movie. Okay, so it's Denzel Washington and John Goodman. And he so long story short, they're trying to find this entity or whatever. There's spirits. It's like a spirit that's jumping from one person to another. So, like if you touch somebody, that spirit will jump into that person, and just trying to find this psychomaniac, which happens to be a spirit, just jumping. So you're not able to find this person because it's not that person, it's the spirit entity. But if you look at it like you just said, Queen, if you all look at it on like not a level where you're thinking about making it so deep as demonic forces or evil forces, and that's a whole other thing, right? But if you look at it just simply like somebody's attitude, somebody's, behaviors, you know what I'm saying? If this environment, if all I put out is negativity, okay? No, let's say all Queen Edith puts out is negativity, okay? Yeah, the movie's called Fallen, has Denzel Washington in it. If Queen Edith puts out negativity and every once in a while she gets upset, and she's a negative person. Every once in a while she gets upset, maybe she'll curse, here and there. But now I'm talking to Queen Edith, and she's got this thing, but I'm worse off. I'll curse you out in a heartbeat just cause, right? Now, you see how now it's jumping. I don't know how to say that, but if something on a supernatural level can feed off something else that's more beneficial, that's what it's going to do. So if I'm always positive, if Queen Edith's always positive, I'm always negative. If that's her demeanor, is to be positive and trump that, then my negativity is not going to get to her. And if she does it right, her positivity might get to me and change me. But when you allow yourself to be vulnerable to where anything somebody says or does, oh girl, yeah, oh yeah, she cut you off, we should follow her and beat her up. And when
Oh
you're
my
thinking
God.
that,
I didn't. Queen, let me just jump in. I didn't say we are trees. I said we look like, the skeleton looks like a tree. I never said we are trees. So let me just clarify that, King. I never said we are trees. I said when we turn the skeletal structure upside down, and it's scientifically proven, it's a scientist who's using it. Actually, I posted it on my wall and I said, God is in everything. God is in everything. So I will find it and share it. But I never said we are trees. I said we are structured. Our skeleton, when turned upside down, is structured like a tree. Okay. And you know that they say that where the mind goes, the body follows. Okay, so if the skeletal structure is like a tree, it means that the head part is at the bottom. It's almost look like the avocado, that thing in the avocado. You take it, you plant it. It's like that. So what the soil, the thing is right in the soil. So the water, the nutrients is feeding that. The brain is feeding it, it's impacting the body. Okay. So it goes back to see what we put in there It starts here. In fact, you said this affect. It's a cycle. It's very cyclical. It's a cycle. What's is on the inside shows out on the outside, and the outside also impacts. So we feed off each other. This body system is meant to regenerate itself, regrow itself, whatever it is. It is made to take care of itself, bring about the changes we desire, but it's all in the mind. So to comment on that, I did not say we are trees, and that does not mean God is a tree. So let me put that out there. Queen, I wanted to respond to something you said, but I think I lost it. So you are muted.
Thank you. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. I was looking something while you're talking. Okay, I know we're almost out of time now, but since we're talking scientific things, I wanted to share something with y'all that I thought was interesting. And it is not scientifically proven, but you got to go find this for yourself and look at it because we're almost out of time. But I had seen something a few years ago, and just food for thought, just something interesting, you know. But I saw something some years ago, and it was talking about measuring the soul. And the question was, is the soul, you know, is having a soul real? You know, so there's this doctor, hold on. His
measuring a what? Soul?
The soul. Yeah, the soul in your body.
Oh, his soul. Okay.
So what this guy did, what is his name? Dr. Duncan McDougall's, Dougall's.
It sounds like Dougall's to me.
Yeah. Okay. So, and like I say, he says not scientifically proven, but what he did, and you can go on YouTube and watch the videos and the information. But he was doing this experiment where he would weigh people before they die and then after they die. And he was trying to see the weight of the soul. And every time he did it, it weighed out, like the weight difference before and after these people passed away was 21 grams, which was about, what did it say? 3/4, what did it say? Yeah, it was about 21 grams. That was the difference before and after people had died. And he was trying to correlate it with the soul, because as you all know, we're all spirits and all that stuff. So I thought that was interesting. I just wanted to share that because I thought it was interesting. And we were talking about the tree. I just thought it was interesting.
And on top of it, I want to say something. You see, when we look at, based on what we have discussed, the atmospheric, the atmosphere, spirit occupies space, we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. We look at life from only, a lot of the time, from a physical perspective. But we were first, you see, when you read Genesis 1:26-27, thereabout, that's where God created man in his image. And the Bible says that male and female created he them, right? But yet, when you go Genesis 2, I've forgotten the verse, he says he formed man out of the dust of the earth. What does that mean? One says he created man, the other one says, and then he formed man, and man became a living being. And man became a living being. That's a deep thing. So the first way we were created was spirit. Because God doesn't wear flesh. Our flesh allows us to live here on earth and to function on earth. And every time when the instructions sought to have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, all those things were given us when we were in the spirit form. Our power is in when we look beyond the natural, when we realize that we are more. Otherwise, when my mother died, I would say her body is in the mortuary. I would say my mother is in the mortuary, but my mother is not in the mortuary. Earth goes to dust. Is that what we say at funerals? This, what you see here, will go into the dust to dust, right? And the spirit and the soul go back to the original form. I watch a lot of near-death experiences, and everyone says they felt more alive. You should watch those videos. They felt alive. They had sudden clarity. When we walk only in the physical, we are walking in blindness. Seriously, we are limiting our potential and our power and our ability. But we can tap on the Edith that is the real Edith, the one that you do not see with your physical. I can tap into that power because that power is connected. It sees beyond the natural. It sees beyond. It is unlimited. But here we limit ourselves. That's why we need to train ourselves to know who we really are in Christ. I'm sorry if you're not a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm a pastor. And I'm definitely coming from the biblical perspective. And I do believe that is the truth and that is life. So I don't have any inhibition sharing it. So please, if this is not what you believe, feel free to cock your ears. It's not for you. It's not for you. But that is my biblical truth. And that is reality. That is who we are. We all know that when we die, our spirit and soul leave us and go somewhere. It's only the body. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes. If you believe that, and your pastor will say that over you, even when you're burnt, your ashes sometimes are buried. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, period. That's not the real you. The real you is still alive. It's still alive in another plane. So, you talk about words jumping at you, words. You talked about the Denzel Washington movie where this entity is jumping into people. There's a scripture in the book of Ezekiel chapter 2:2. When the Lord was talking to Ezekiel said, as he spoke, the spirit of the word jumped into me. That is where words matter. Atmosphere matter. Who is speaking over you? Who is who is talking over you is transferring something into you. And who is laying hands on you is impacting you with who they are. Who is speaking over you is impacting you with the words. So be careful who is saying what over you. The Bible talks about pulling out imaginations and condemning tongues of men. There is power. So yes, who is coming to your house to dictate negativity, speak the wrong thing, speak words that are not words of God into your life? They are destroying things that you do not know. You have to take charge. You have to take charge. We go into these places where people die every day. The spirit of the people. Something is attaching itself to us. And every single day I pray when I walk in and I walk out that nothing will attach itself to me. Sleeping in people's homes, caregivers. Pray and cover yourself. Because the midnight hours are strange hours. Why am I going here? I want you to be aware and take nothing for granted. Be very aware. Be very aware. I think I went too far I went too spiritual. It is supposed to go. I'm a pastor and I'm pastor. I feel like I'm a pastor first. I love it. I cherish it. I'm just thankful for it that God even choose me. And so when I have the opportunity, I want to open your eyes that if you live only in the realms of the physical, you might struggle. But it transcends into the physical, the natural, what we see. The principles, the concepts are all over. Queen.
Oh, you summed it up. Okay, so really quickly, yeah. Yes, I'm very excited about what we have going on. I hope this blessed everyone. I want to encourage you all really quickly to hang on just a second. go over before I forget. I want you to go over. I'm going to share this link to our Peak Wellness, our official Peak Wellness Hour Facebook page. Just got it up, so there's nothing on there right now, but I just need you all to subscribe, okay? If you just type in the Peak Wellness Hour, it'll get you there. So if you all can subscribe to that, and what I'm going to do is I want to share a video with you all. I use Gaia. I think I've talked about this with you all before. I love Gaia TV, all kinds of positive information. I just posted it on the Facebook page for the Peak Wellness Hour. It's called the Proof of Miracles, and it's talking about near-death experiences. I can share some of these videos with you all, but you only have 3 days to watch them for free. I pay for the subscription, so you all go ahead and check that out. Go over to that page and watch that. I think it'll be very beneficial for you all. Also, in the month of April, I'm super excited because we are definitely going to be planting some seeds. Okay, King Shawn A is going to be back with us. Again, he's out in the community doing awesome things. So shout out to everyone that is in servitude to others, that gives back to others into the community. So I know next month we have decided we're going to focus on different aspects that the three of us kind of dabble in, right? So Queen Eve's going to be touching on some things one week, King Shawn will, and then myself, and just really pouring into you, really planting seeds into your life. So I don't want you all to miss that. I'm going to put that up on the Facebook page. I've got another YouTube page coming for the Peak Wellness Hour. I know we want to stick with, I want you all to still subscribe to Peak Homecare Associates, because we have great things going on with that when it comes to caring for your loved ones in the Noblesville, Central Indiana area. So I think I'll let Queen tell you about that before we go, because only she can do it. So make sure you all check that out. I'm going to give you all options to be able to reach us and connect with us. I know everybody doesn't do Facebook, so I want to be able to get us all connected and have this information for you all. So just stay tuned. Also, April 26th, stay tuned for that information. Queen Edith and I have been again invited by Shawn A and his team to come speak on a motivational note, April 26th. So mark your calendars, and there'll be more information about that. Make sure you check out all the links in the description so you can connect with us, subscribe, and keep up. Right. So that's all I have. I want Queen Edith to tell us how we got here in the first place, again, by way of Peak Homecare Associates, and she's going to take us out. And we're going to let you all go. We appreciate you all sticking with us. Queen.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us this Saturday once again. Listen, we believe in the power of words. We believe in atmosphere. We believe in impact. And so we make it we are deliberate about speaking words that will build you up, lift you up, encourage you, and push you into your destiny, push you into wanting to do what it takes to fulfill your destiny. But when all is done and said, and you are almost towards the end of life, or you are getting to a place where you can do so much for yourself, we will also come in as helpers, Peak Homecare Associates, to help you. We want to be your companion. We want to be your friend. We want to be your arms, your legs, and help you do the things you naturally cannot do anymore. So if you have a family member, whether it's just because of age or also because of maybe developmental challenges, or maybe they had surgery, or they just came back from rehab and need any kind of assistance at home, whilst you have a life to live and you have to get to work, you have children to take care of. We come in with respite care. We come in as companionships. We come in as companions. We come in with all kinds of help, ADLs and stuff, to support you in caring for your senior. That is what Peak Home Care does. We care for your seniors. We care for your loved ones. We support your family to be the best, to give your mom, your dad, that child the best care they need. And know this, we do everything we set our hands to with all of our hearts, knowing that what goes around comes around. So we take nothing for granted. Please take the time, reach out to us. Our information is down on the screen. Reach out to us. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Don't assume we don't do it, because we do. And even if we don't, we have partners who do. We will connect you. And you will have the peace of mind to go about your days knowing that mom and dad are well covered. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. We appreciate you and we love you. Happy weekend.
All right, that's all we got. Now I got to get this off of here. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, we wish you peace, love, and blessings. You all join us next week. We're going to get it done. We're going to grow together and evolve together. So I'm super excited. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings.
Peace, love, and blessings.